Okay, y'all, it's bugging again. Hold on. Okay. So many of you might have heard that Israel bombed Iran, and the Iranians are really upset because they said the area that they bombed in, they have a nuclear facility there, and they plan on retaliating against Israel for this strike. And they said they're going to bomb near all of their nuclear plants. So this thing can get really dangerous for real. So I do have a short clip of the bombing, and they said this happened at 5 a.m. in the morning in Iran. And we knew Israel was going to retaliate. At least I knew they were. I knew they were, especially after that strike over the weekend from Iran. But as you can see, neither side is backing down. So this could be ongoing for a long time. Now you got two sides, and it look like neither side is afraid of striking each other. So let me show you this brief clip, but please give me a one if you can see my screen. I want y'all to see this. You don't see anybody get hurt or anything like that. There's no people in here. So it's no gory bombing or anything like that. Thank you, everybody. All right, let me just show you this quick footage that came out of Iran. Okay, so let's get into it. Boy, this thing is really getting intense. So Israel strikes back at Iran, explosion rocks air base in city linked to Tehran's nuclear program, but US denies nuclear facility were targeted after Netanyahu launched an attack in defense, in defiance of Joe Biden. Because remember, Joe Biden advised Netanyahu not to retaliate, but he did not listen. And I didn't think he would. It's usually their track record. Now they're denying it, but Iran is saying the city of Isfahan is where they struck, and it was 5 a.m. local time in Iran, with Israel projectiles reported to have targeted the Air Force base nearby, which long has been home to Iran's fleet of American made F 14 Tomcats that they purchased back in 1979, the Islamic Revolution. So the base is near the city host of Iran's nearest facility, although U.S. military sources reportedly said the target was not believed to be nuclear. Well, Iran is saying something totally different. They're saying that is near one of their nuclear plants. They have a nuclear plant in that city that was bombed. So, as far as damage, they pretty much have been downplaying the amount of damage, just like Israel did over the weekend, where they claim 99% of the missiles and drones they were able to knock down. And then they said they did suffer some damages. I guess you're not going to get no truth. At the end of the day, they're all Gentiles, y'all. You're not going to get no truth from either side. So, Iranian state TV this morning released footage of, the landscape of the city. And today's early morning strike comes after Iran launched a barrage of hundreds. Now, according to the US, 100, 150. According to foreign news sources, they said it was 300 missiles and drones dropped on Israel. So that was in retaliation. And I told y'all in Syria, Israel had bombed the Iranian embassy. And that's where this all stems from, that attack. So earlier this week, Biden warned Israel not to retaliate to Saturday's foiled strikes and urged the Israeli prime minister to take the win. But of course, he was never going to listen to that, right? And he didn't. So earlier this week, he tried to warn again, Biden, but they did not listen. Israel National Security Minister, who previously said the country should go berserk on Iran, and he posted a statement out on X. Iranian officials, meanwhile, told Reuters that Tehran had no plans for immediate retaliation against Israel, contradicting statements made by several senior politicians earlier this week. So, a foreign source of the incident said it has not been confirmed. Now, what I heard this morning when I was on social media, no, Iran said they are not letting this go. They are going to come back at Israel for bombing them this morning. So, I mean, that's what I heard when I was watching some of the live videos that were going on social media. So, a regional intelligence source with information about Iran's potential reaction to the strike, they said Iran is not expected to respond, said one of the direct state to state strikes between the countries is over. Well, we shall see. That's far different from what I heard this morning. So we shall see. So, let me show you this map. Hold on. Let me see if I can get a screenshot of this, and then I'll put it up for you. It's a lot of times I have to look at maps because I don't know these countries like that. Okay, let's see if I can put this up. Because this will show you on the map where they were struck. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. All right, let me share my screen again and I'll show you where they were struck. Here we go. All right. So right here where it says explosions reported, let me make that full. See if I can full screen that one. All right. Where it says explosions reported, this is where they were hit. Okay, Isfahan. All right, so that's where they took a hit from Israel. All right. So, All right. So, of course, Biden is responding, oh, they need to de escalate and all that stuff. I know, I don't think anybody's listening to that man. Israel carried the military strike on Iran on Friday. This is according to US officials. That's what they told CNN. Another senior official claimed Israel warned Biden administration of its intent to strike before launching in previous days, but told the broadcaster that the US did not green light any Israeli response. No official comment has been released by Israel or the US, but the explosions in Iran will heighten the fears of a strong tit for tat retaliation. Iranian National Security Committee declared earlier this week that Tehran is prepared to use a weapon that we have never used if Israel responds further. And Iran's foreign minister told CNN yesterday that Tehran's response to an Israeli strike would be immediate. If the Israeli regime commits the great error once again, our response will be decisive and they will be regretful for it. Footage circulating social media appears to show explosions overhead in Iran. So, shortly after the report of strikes emerged, 3 drones were successfully shot down by the country's air defense, according to Iran's National Cyberspace Center. So, that's what they're saying. I guess they did the same thing. They sent in missiles and drones, and the same thing that Iran did. So, there it is. Yes, because we are in those times now. We're in those times where, these things are going to happen. And do I think this is it? No, I absolutely don't think this is it. Not to mention the fact that, like I said, when I was looking at some of the live streams, Iran was like, oh no, we're going to respond. We are going to respond to this. So, and if you look at some of the reports that came out early in the week, they even talked about they weren't afraid to use nukes in this whole thing if they had to. I'm like, okay, that's getting a little deep there. But I mean, this is where it stands. Do I think it will progress? I do believe it will. I think this is far from over. This is far from over. Well, see, Iran is a country that have nukes. So, like I said, it's not like fighting the Palestinians that don't have nothing. What can they really do against Israel? Throw some rocks, throw some bottles and some sticks? Come on. Use a slingshot? I mean, it's nothing like that when you're dealing with Iran. So you now got someone, and they have an air force just like Israel do. When you're dealing with Palestine, they don't have no air force or no real military. They don't have nothing. That's why it's easy for them to go in anytime they want and do whatever they want to those folks because they don't have nothing to fight with. Well, when you are dealing with Iran, now that's a game changer. And you're talking about countries when you start getting like around this region. I remember, was it 2012? It was something going on with Iran back in 2012. And they had revealed they had a 1 million man army. Iran had a 1 million man army. And y'all can look this up. I'm sure the stories are still out there. And that's big. You like I said, this is a whole different ball game for Israel. This is not the usual typical ones that are easy to bully. Hmm. Well, yeah. Well, Russia said if Iran is attacked, they will get involved. They will get involved. And if Russia gets involved, China's getting involved because China, they back Russia. So, yeah, you would have China and Russia siding with Iran. Absolutely, you would. Hmm. Yeah, I think I don't think this is over. I really don't. I don't believe this is over at all. Well, they were saying, where did they get all of these weapons from? I think Iran been had these weapons. I really don't think these are new weapons that they have obtained. I think these are weapons they been had. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I believe that a spear of yeah. Just the comments are going by kind of fast here. Hold on, I saw one. Anti-American. I am Shia Muslim. They don't want no smoke with us Shias. We different breed than the Sunni countries. I don't know a lot about that region, you know, but yeah, I do get the sense that this is not going to be the same kind of adversary that Israel is dealing with. I really believe Iran is, you know, it's somebody that have the capability of fighting back. Yes, I do believe that. Mhm. Yeah, that's true. Blue Tinsel, North Korea is an ally of Iran. And y'all remember it must have been like fall of last year. Kim Jong Il, he was talking about going to war. Y'all remember he was talking like that last year. Like he was going to have to go to war, and I think it was America. And I was like, wow, it didn't manifest to nothing, but he was definitely saber rattling about war. But yeah, I could see how a world war could jump off from an Iran Israel battle. Yeah, I can see many other countries getting involved. Yes. Mhm. Yeah. Well, I think now that we are past the eclipse and that X is over America, oh, it's going to be a lot of things happening, and I think war is going to be a big part of it. I do. Yeah. Well, our August dreams, I think they're going to be in over their heads with Iran. I do. Hmm. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Well, I guess we will see. I think if Iran is going to respond, they will probably respond within the next several days if there's any retaliation coming from them. Well, John T. Harden, I think that's the fourth. You know, it's always going to be that way in that region. And it just goes to show you, how does Israel become a country and they can never live in peace? That right there should send up a red flag. How can they be put in a region and they're surrounded by enemies and they can never live in peace? That never made sense to me at all. Why would your God, whatever God they pray to, why would he do that to you? Put you around enemies, and then the whole time you're in that land, you ain't doing nothing but fighting. Fighting everybody around you. I just don't see him doing that to his own people. But I mean, I guess since you're all pretending, then I guess anything's possible as long as you keep the lie up, right? It just never made any sense. Even when I was a kid, I used to look at this stuff sideways, like, why are these people always, they were fighting even when I was a child. I mean, it just goes to show you how many decades they've been there and how many decades they've been actually fighting. It's crazy. Yeah, they're fleeing out of there, Romy. They are. And the thing is, yesterday they tried to deny it and say all those pictures that looked like people were fleeing, that wasn't them, that was Argentina. Okay, so it's that many people over there from Argentina. Okay, whatever. Oh, yeah. Yeah. A lot of things are falling apart. A lot of things are falling apart. And the thing is, as long as they are sitting there, to me, now that we're in the final days, long as these folks are sitting in land they don't belong in, the worse this whole thing is going to get now. It is just going to get, it's no telling what's going to happen in the months ahead when it comes down to this thing. But I do believe it's going to get worse. Mm. Can y'all hear me? Boy, these people are a trip. They are a trip, y'all. Boy, they are a trip. Dominique Brown, Journey to Balance. Thank you for becoming a new member. Cole Obasian plays games and music. Thank you for becoming a new member. King Will, thank you for the super chat. And they say the chosen people, LOL. Yeah. And Lamont J. Williams, thank you for the super sticker. Y'all, you know how this place is. As soon as you talk on certain subject matters, then they try to boot you off of the live stream. So I'm going to go ahead and conclude and thank you all for being here. We'll definitely keep up with what's going on over there. But in the meantime, y'all have a wonderful day and be on the lookout for my videos. Shalom, family.